So guys, you can see that the UK and the US embassies have all received petition by a civil group to ban the governor of Edo State. Don't forget that Femi Falana, SAN, told Peter Obi to quickly go to court because if he doesn't take action, this might repeat itself again. And this time around, this civil group has taken it upon itself, to submit this petition asking the United States and the UK to ban this governor because he went too extreme. And also, even Atiku Abubakar is saying that what the threat on Peter Obi is also a threat on other politicians. If he's banning Peter Obi because of political reasons, it means he's extended the ban on every other person who might later want to come to the state, whether for campaign or anything. They've told us that Edo State is not accommodating any other party that is not APC, according to the governor's group of people. They said any other person coming to Edo State that is not APC, they will not allow the person. So guys, this country is turning into something else. You must have heard that after the court asked Senator Natasha to go back to resume her duties in the Senate blocked her using armed policemen. We never knew we have this number of policemen doing nothing that were sent just to block Senator Natasha. To even worsen it up, policemen who have retired from service have embarked on a strike that they are not being well paid. I mean, they don't have enough money in their pockets. Some of them boldly said they regret joining the Nigerian police. This is coming after Wike used 21 billion naira to renovate the vice presidential lodge, used 39 billion naira to renovate the ICC, International Conference Center. And we are now hearing that Wike is allocating lands to his father, who is 90-year-old, to his children, his sisters, his brothers. I mean, just be a relative to Wike. Wike is going to give you land. So guys, these people don't care about Nigerians. It's all about them. Anyway guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at this video where these policemen are really retired policemen and women are really protesting. And let me just take a look at how Arise TV analyzed it, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look.
In reactions to the protests organized by retired police officers in Abuja on Monday, the retired police officers demanding their exemption from the contributory pension scheme gathered at the National Assembly, stating that their current monthly pensions are inadequate for their basic needs. The officers argued that the Nigeria Police Force should fully be removed from the CPS, a scheme where both employees and the employers contribute to pensions, unlike members of the armed forces, intelligence or secret service who are exempt. Some officers expressed frustration over their decision to join the Nigerian police force, while others lamented their abysmally low pensions. Let's take a look.
I'm regretting joining Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria, but I'm regretting joining Nigerian police. And I have my children. They are still in school. When I retire, then now police are giving me 22,000. Where I will start? Oh, I should go and follow me. I'm a widow. I should go and follow me so that I will feed my children. Or how we start? Let them give me my remaining money.
I served 35 good years. I was given 1.7 million naira. I am not happy. I am pushed to the wall. Are you hearing me? I have children that I'm supposed to push further, but I cannot go home because of the mega things that is given to me on monthly basis.
Can you imagine 2 million naira after 35 years? What signal are you sending to the serving one? The serving one have known that at the end that 2 million they will pay them. So no one is ready to lay his life for the country no more. The government should exit us from PENCOM. We don't want, because we have 2 bills in the National Assembly. Exemption from PENCOM and establishment of Police Pension Board.
Well, all right, let me take a tweet from KB, who wrote, "Police and teachers are some of the worst paid workers in Nigeria. This shows how little the system values service and education. Many educated people avoid these roles, and the few who take them are left struggling. It's a clear failure by the government to respect and support those who serve the country." In the meantime, activists and the 2023 presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore, joined the protests by retired police officers over poor welfare. During the protest, Sowore stated that Nigeria cannot be safe without a motivated police force, adding that the police, despite being crucial for internal security and having more personnel than the army, have been rendered ineffective due to years of neglect. He also criticized the practice of police officers serving as escorts for VIPs, which further weakens internal security. Let's take a look.
Our concern is the well-being of these men, how they get their entitlements for those who are serving and those who are retired and those who are dead as well, whose family members have not been paid their entitlement. There is no policeman in Nigeria that should earn less than 500,000 naira per month. The reason is that you cannot ask the police to be guarding a bank and the bank manager is better paid than the police that is protecting the money. The person doing the real work is the policeman that ensures that the bank is not robbed, not the bank manager who is writing how much is in the vault. So it is even small because 500,000 naira is about $300. That's nothing in a month. Whereas the senators who are in these places who barely come to work, an average senator takes home 30 million naira per month. And the policemen who are waiting at their gates cannot even buy paracetamol. The argument always is that, why are you fighting for police? Police is bad. Police is bad because Nigeria is also bad. The leaders of Nigeria are very bad leaders, and you cannot find a good police from a bad country.
All right. I mean, Omoyele Sowore is right there. I mean, he has been advocating for the Nigerian police for a while now. It's not the first time we're seeing Omoyele Sowore out there protesting against the poor welfare of Nigerians. I know after that protest, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetekun, met with the retirees to discuss their concerns. And one of the things that he raised during that meeting was the fact that these are bills that have been presented to the National Assembly and that there's nothing he can really do. With regards to the contributory pension scheme, Dr. Abati, I'd like to come to you on this conversation. You know that I have special interest in this topic. Let me just tell you guys now. I mean, that's not actually the reason. The main point is the fact that there is the poor welfare of these police officers. You heard one lady there saying, look at me, I'm a widow. Do you want me to go out there to prostitute? I have children. You know, I mean, Dr. Abati, go ahead with this conversation.
When the contributory pension scheme was introduced during the Obasanjo administration, I think that process was led by Mr. Fola Adeola. It was to improve on the defined benefit system that was then existing. And under the contributory pension scheme, the employer contributes about 10% of your pension savings. And there are pension funds administrators that invest and all of that. But this seems not to have worked according to expectations, according to the objectives of that particular scheme. And that is why some categories of pensioners have been saying they want to be out of it, to exit from it. The first set that did that and pursued the battle in that direction were members of the military, retired military officers, and they succeeded in that regard, returning to the defined benefit system. Now, immediately after that, policemen, retirees, also started saying, we too want to be out of this contributory pension scheme, which is not working so well. So this is the background to this whole controversy. However, the principle that is involved is that, look, pensioners need to be taken care of properly. In a country where there is no social security system, it is unfortunate that be they soldiers or policemen or retired teachers or any other category, you have in Nigeria people complaining and saying the state is not taking care of them. Yes. It's simply about the responsibility of the state to the persons who have served the Nigerian state for the better part of their lives. It seems to me that it's a good thing that the Inspector General of Police has said he will meet with these retired policemen, but he will have to escalate it further because he's not in a position to take the final decision. And that's why I think that I think the buck stops at the desk of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Harry S. Truman, American president, said the buck stops here. And this is something that President Tinubu should look into. And it's important for those serving police officers and women to realize that this protest, all these women going to the National Assembly, all these retired policemen, is a metaphor for their own condition, because no responsible state should treat those who have served it in this particular manner. Earlier, when we took on this subject, I recommended the triple lock system in the UK. The triple lock system is a kind of wage indexation for retired pensioners, for retired workers. Now, as inflation rises, then you have the pension also rising. It doesn't mean that it's a perfect system, but it means that in the UK system, there's an attempt to make sure that, you don't end up suffering when you are no longer working. But even in the UK, there are issues, even with that triple lock system. Because if you check the front page of newspaper today and the independent newspaper front page, they are saying that with the cost of a triple lock going up, that by 2046, the age of retirement may have to be increased to 68 years of age. And that in itself, is creating a lot of controversy. So you find a Nigerian system where government is practically broke, in quotes, and then you are talking about triple lock system. But if this were a more productive country, if this were a more efficiently run country, then of course it shouldn't be a challenge to find the resources to take better care of persons in their old age who are looking for support from the state.
This is it, but they've been asking that they should be removed from this scheme. The army, they have been removed. I mean, why marginalize our police officers who are on the road, please? I mean, really, I think that the assembly should speed up this process in, listening to their plight, because most of them don't want to be on the scheme. Rufai, a quick comment.
Yeah, see, I'm being very practical here. I feel for our police officers.
Yes.
I feel a lot of pain in my heart from them. But the practicality of removing them from the scheme that they are now, with a nation that does not have the money to pay, is an imbalance. See, I think that bill has been pushed even to President Tinubu. Yeah. I think it's gone even through the process.
What do you mean by the practicality? I don't understand that point.
Nigeria simply does not have money.
No, but I mean, isn't it their money that is being put into the pension scheme? It's their money now. The ones that don't want to be part of it are saying they don't want to be part of it, isn't it?
What they're saying now is with the defined benefit scheme, it's no longer contributory. You don't contribute anything over the years. It's the government that will see to pay you your money. On a good year, the government doesn't have money, you have delays. And that's why the government is sidestepping this in the first place. You see, all of this is just about money and productivity. Once the economy does not have money and there's no productivity, it's going to cause problems. That's just it. The triple lock Dr. Abati is talking about, Dr. Abati, anyway, I'm happy you talk this in the UK. It can never work here. Is it a country that you have undulating levels of inflation? Does the UK have 34, 35% or 20-something% of inflation? Just imagine, we're running a triple lock.
Yes.
And you have 22% inflation. And you allow government benchmark with inflation and add 22% inflation.
All right.
It can work. So you have a very high inflation rate. You have undulating inflation rates, economic problems here and there. The government does not collect enough governmental revenue.
Not enough excuses for these officers to be going through what they are going through. It is unfortunate. It is unfair.
I know.
We should advocate.
I like to
that
be practical.
They should be listened to.
You're not advocate for police, reach me. I've been advocating this morning.
All right, let's
but the practicality on ground. I know. Our daddy, your papa and my papa.
But fortunately for him, I mean, he doesn't have to go through all of what
the practicality on ground. And for those that are saying the defined benefit scheme, Oji, we all know in this country when railway workers used to be a butt of joke by comedians. The likes of all the big comedians in this country got popular by shading railway workers that used to go and queue up for their salaries, for their pension. So I feel for the police. I think what we should push for more now is a proper welfare scheme for them now and increase their salaries now.
That's it. That's how Moyele has said they should be earning 500,000 naira. Yes, I agree with you.
I don't see why lawmakers that don't do anything that go to sex shop will be earning millions and police will be earning paltry amount that risk their life every day.
Right now,
so let's push for salary increase.
We're pushing for salary increase, better welfare for our security men, and these people serve the nation and they need their pay. They deserve their pay. We'll take another story now. On Monday, reports began circulating that Mohamed Babangida, son of former military president Ibrahim Babangida, had rejected the appointment given to him by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on July 18th as chairman of the Bank of Agriculture. The alleged rejection was stated in a letter dated July 21st that went viral on social media. However, according to a statement by Dada Olusegun, special assistant to the president on social media, Babangida accepted the appointment. In a press release on Monday, he expressed gratitude for the trust placed in him by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and emphasized his commitment to transparency, accountability, and national unity. Babangida dismissed the reports claiming he rejected the appointment as false and malicious, labeling them as a deliberate attempt to mislead the public and damage the image of the Tinubu administration. Vimbai, you saw this letter circulating. I mean, when I saw it, I was what happened there? But now we've seen reports that he has debunked it. But let me take this comment from Edoman. He wrote on X, after the passing of former President Buhari, Nigeria enters a fresh phase of elite reshuffling, with parts of the northern bloc drifting towards the opposition. President Tinubu is now reworking the power map, offering new appointments to rebuild political bridges. The recent appointment of Babangida's son is more than a nod to competence. It is a message, a signal that the ruling class remains intact, merely rearranging seats at the table. Old families, old loyalties, new deal, but the same circle. Nigeria's democracy continues to orbit around a fixed sun, elite preservation. For every change in leadership, there is a negotiation of interest, not a negotiation of vision. The question remains, where is the voice of the people in this recurring script? I thought that his tweet right there was quite...
That was powerful, yeah.
I mean, when I saw it, I was like, this is exactly what most Nigerians think about these sort of appointments. Yeah. These political appointments, they call them.
Well, I mean, they call it the rotation of elites or the circulation of elites when you're studying it. And it's been happening since pre-colonial times, which is that power rotates in the corridors of power and is seldom passed on to the next social class, if I may call it that. And that's why you have your Lenins and your Marxes and so forth who came up with the revolution of the middle class and the working class, the revolution of the working class, saying that, you know, you have to take power by all means and so forth, because they felt that it will never trickle down to the common man unless the common man takes it by force. Well, that's a different philosophy on its own. But regarding this particular issue, I mean, goodness, there's been a lot of conversation around it, especially the conversation around this so-called power vacuum, if I may call it that has been created by the departure of the late President Buhari. And, you know, yesterday we were talking about the late President's 12 million votes. And we were saying, well, where are these 12 million votes to begin with? Because in the last election, President Tinubu garnered about 5.3 million votes in the north. The second person after him, Atiku Abubakar, garnered 4.8 million votes. It was just a 500,000 margin that he won with in the north. So the question is, where are all these 12 million votes that they're alleging that people have started clamoring for and fighting for? Nevertheless, following the burial of the late president, we saw a flurry of appointments that people felt were hugely politically motivated because they favored a certain region. And as this has become, shall I say, custom in Nigeria, when these appointments come, other parts of the country will say, oh, we were not included and so forth. But I believe somebody did a breakdown, and the breakdown showed that the Northwest currently dominates with regards to representation of appointments. So those in favor of the president will say, well, this goes to show you that this president is not just here to push the Yoruba agenda. Those against the president will say, can you see him? He's going after Buhari's votes. He's looking for favor and political capital in the Northwest. It all depends which side of the political divide you're on. However, all this being said, there is never, ever room for this type of fraud, for this type of misinformation, for this type of intentional disinformation. The fact that somebody actually went to the trouble to create this false and fraudulent document. And I hope if the Babangida family do have access to all the tech experts, they should be able to trace the source of this document, because that person needs to be prosecuted. That person should be arrested, because this type of misinformation is extremely insightful. It's extremely insightful. Not only is it insightful, but it's damaging to somebody's reputation. Also, in most cases, I know there are some instances where some people say, I heard about my appointment in the news. But more often than not, when you receive a presidential appointment, discussions have happened behind the scenes before it comes to the public space. So many issues there.
In the age of AI and fake news and all of that, Dr. Abati, really quickly, because
there are two basic issues here. The first one is about fake news. About the malice and the mischief of those persons who created a rejection letter, and it circulated for the better part of yesterday, only for the Olusegun to come forward and say, this is fake news, this is malicious, that indeed Mohammed Babangida had accepted their appointment. When I saw it, I said, who will reject appointment as chairman of the Bank of Agriculture?
Juicy appointment.
If we were to make some people chairman of Bank of Tomatoes or rice, they will jump at it. You know, so that's the first point. The second point is about this elite rotation, you know, power circulating within a particular class. And it's a trend in Nigeria, where the children of the elite always get appointed into positions. I don't have any problem with persons, privileged children, benefiting from the influence of their parents. However, the emphasis in public appointments should be about competence. In all these statements about Mohammed Babangida being given an appointment, I was looking for his profile. Where is he coming from? What is his experience? What qualified him for this job? It cannot just be that he's been made chairman of Bank of Agriculture because he's Babangida's son. So the emphasis is on competence. But now that he has accepted the appointment, he should go in there and prove himself. Because it will not be the Babangida's name that will sustain him in that position. It will be competence and performance. And that's a message for all privileged children who ride on the back of their, you know, pedigree to get to positions.
Well said, Dr. Abati, well said. We'll take another story now. Well, on Monday, Dati Baba Ahmed, the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023, met with Julius Abure, the factional party's national chairman, to discuss restoring unity within the party. During the meeting, Baba Ahmed expressed his commitment to ensuring that the Labour Party remains focused on its goals and effectively represents its constituents. He also revealed that Peter Obi is still a member of the Labour Party and has not joined the coalition party, African Democratic Congress. Let's take a look.
I'm here as a loyal party member. I am here as a peacemaker, and I'm also here to reconcile divergent opinions. I have attended and I have listened to the coalition attempts, yet I still remain in Labour Party. From the comments of my boss, His Excellency Governor Peter Obi, he still remains in the Labour Party. I intend to bring everybody together for us to sit down and again understand each other better and move forward.
All right. I mean, when we saw this meeting and video, well, wow. Dati Baba Ahmed and Julius Abure together in one room. All right. But he was also there with Nana Kazure, who is the, I believe, the head of the Obedient Movement for media, right? And also the fact that he's saying that he wants to, he's there to reunite the party is quite reassuring to hear. Especially given that, you know, the African Democratic Congress just, you know, had that whole coalition meeting where there was Atiku Abubakar, who has just decamped from the PDP, and of course El Rufai. Now, your thoughts on the fact that, you know, Dati Baba Ahmed was there and he's saying that Peter Obi remains in the party. Obviously, we know that people can have two political parties at the same time.
No.
No, I don't want to dwell on that. Let's talk of this one. Yeah,
when you say people can have two political
but that's the law.
No, but
it's just the law.
I know they can't have two political parties, but we've seen people that in one political party are working for another political party and nothing happens. So when you say what's the law in Nigeria, does the law really apply? The law is very selective in this country. So secondly, I mean, there's nothing that he has said that's away from the fact. So being still a member of the Labour Party, that's a fact, and that's just it. But I want to think out loud. I just hope some people are not being blackmailed in the corner with all of this that I'm saying. And it's not out of fashion when politics starts full swing. Some people are being pressured and blackmailed in the corner. And because they want to keep themselves together, they go to do all sorts of things. Because this was this dirty Ahmed that at some point, I'm not sure he was going to see Aburi eye to eye. You knew where he stood with Peter Obi. And that's why the People's Gazette was running a story that he has abandoned Peter Obi. I don't think so. But I just hope people are not being pressured in the corner to be able to make this decision. But you see, the thing about time is, in the abundance of time, Oji, we will know. Everything will come out. But the truth is, that Ahmed has no business going to say he wants to make peace between the factions. This looks suspect to me. Really? And that's why I say, I want to put the caveat, I just hope people are not being threatened or blackmailed in the corner. He has no business. There was a clear-cut judgment. Anyway, we have now gotten to a country where judgments are inconclusive now. So everybody picks one side to the other. Hence the Senator Akpabio and Natasha Dibako. Everybody picks the side that suits them. That's where our judiciary has gotten to. But clearly, there's no peace he wants to make. It's clear. It's clear what happened in that judgment. I had the time to interview Governor Alex Oti, and he also stated many things. I remember his position clearly as regards Julius Abure. So when he is now going to sit with Julius Abure in terms of making peace, there's no peace he's going to make. All right. The same people that castigated you. So the question we should ask Dati is, what is going on? What is going on? What has changed?
Okay, with time we'll know.
But with time, you see, there's nothing.
Hidden under the sun.
Hidden under the sun.
Well said, Rufai. Well said.
Perfect.
All right. Shall we take another story now? Well, Kemi Badenoch's interview with CNN's Farid Zakaria, where she stated that she cannot pass her right of Nigerian citizenship to her children because she is a woman, has been met with a flurry of reactions and debunked as a fallacy. The leader of the Conservative Party during the interview compared the immigration policies of Nigeria and Britain. She used this comparison to highlight what she perceives as an imbalance in immigration policies, arguing that while it's difficult to obtain Nigerian citizenships, many Nigerians can easily acquire British citizenship. Well, let's take a look before we take some reactions.
Many people who come to our country, to the UK, who do things that would not be acceptable in their countries. It's virtually impossible, for example, to get Nigerian citizenship. I had that citizenship by virtue of my parents. I can't give it to my children because I'm a woman. Yet loads of Nigerians come to the UK, stay for a relatively brief period of time, acquire British citizenship. We need to stop being naive, and that's why under my leadership we now have policies to make it a lot harder to just get British citizenship. It's been too easy. It's basically a conveyor belt. We want people who have who want to come to our country to be net contributors, not people who will immigrate and then need welfare, need social housing. That's not right because they haven't paid into the system.
Well, Kemi's claim has been countered by provisions of the Nigerian Constitution. Well, according to Section 25(1)(c) of the 1999 Constitution, a person born outside Nigeria is a citizen of Nigeria if either their parent is a Nigerian citizen, regardless of gender. Well, let me take a comment from the former Controller General of Nigeria, Mohammed Babangida, who wrote, as a former Controller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, who oversees citizenship matters, Section 25 of the Nigerian Constitution allows persons whose parents or grandparents, both male and female, become citizens by birth. He got a lot of comments and commendations for that tweet. People were very thankful to him for putting out that tweet. Let me take another one from the activist, Dr. Shola Moshogbamimu, who wrote, Kemi Badenoch owes Nigeria an apology for this brazen lie. What an embarrassment of a political prostitute she is, a parent who shamelessly weaponizes her kids for political gain is a disgrace. Keep Nigeria out of your mouth, Kemi Badenoch. And she posted a video. Let's take a look.
Hey, Kemi, Shiori Ekpe, is your head correct? Are you okay? Kemi Badenoch just lied on CNN to a global audience. She's a shameless political prostitute who doesn't hesitate to weaponize her children for political gain. Fun fact, both Kemi and I are in our 40s, both born in London, both have British-Nigerian dual citizenship, and just like her, I got my Nigerian citizenship from my parents, and we both have 3 kids, and that is where the similarity does. My kids have Nigerian citizenship, and my sex and gender had jack all to do with it because that's not how it works. So the only reason Kemi's kids don't have Nigerian citizenship is because she doesn't want them to be Nigerian citizens. It's not like Nigeria doesn't have enough issues of its own, so why embellish it with falsehoods, with lies about misogynist birthright citizenship bull? I be kidding, jati don't so don't do anyway. Kemi, can you see you're not okay? Oh, we're okay at all. Kemi is such an olodo. She didn't bother to do her research before going to embarrass herself on a global platform like CNN because her intention was to embarrass Nigeria, but it's backfired again.
Certainly backfired again.
Kemi,
does not like peace. Well, all right, let me take it to before I come to you, Bimbai. And this is from R.W. Moye, who wrote, she was mistaken in claiming she couldn't confess citizenship on her children because she's a woman. However, the confusion is understandable as Nigerian law does not allow a woman to confess citizenship on her foreign husband through marriage, which is a more concerning issue. I think this is also a more concerning issue, and that's why I'm coming to you, our favorite Niger wife, obviously. But you know, this is a big issue, the citizenship, and of course, a personality like Kemi, do we call him Badenoch? She shouldn't be lying on TV, on CNN, really. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, there's so many things there. First of all, I don't know how I became the resident expert on Nigerian immigration. But
because obviously
because I've been through the process.
And you're going through that process, and it would be nice to
cracking it as a joke. No, I'm cracking it as a joke. Yeah. But so, you know, I love philosophy. And when I look at Kemi Badenoch, I always think about Frantz Fanon. Yeah. Frantz Fanon is the philosopher psychiatrist who said that colonialism is a project that when it reaches its peak, and when we can say colonialism was a successful, in his book called Black Skin, White Mouse, but he had several philosophical writings and expressions, and he just said that when colonialism reaches its peak of success, Black people will look down on their own. And for them, that is the model that they say, once we are able to be condescending towards our own and our own heritage, then that is the success of that project. And you see somebody like Kemi Badenoch and you're like, that seems to be the success of that project. I mean, I'm not sure how you will come and tell outright lies, because so it's one thing for your spouse to get citizenship. It's a difficult process. And for men, it's impossible for now. But for your children to get Nigerian citizenship is one of the easiest things on earth. In fact, it's too easy. Because once you go to your local government and say, this is your child, it's that easy. It's actually that straightforward. It's I'm oversimplifying it. Yes. But it's unfortunate that she feels that she needs to denigrate her country in order to get herself
all the time.
ahead.
That's all she does.
It's not necessary. She needs to give us more to offer.
Badenoch is lying.
Yes.
Because within the purview of Section 25 sub 1C of the 1999 Constitution, our children are automatically Nigerian citizens.
That's it.
If either of your parents is a Nigerian, you are a Nigerian. Whether you were born in the Antarctic or you were born in Australia or anywhere. So our children are automatically Nigerian citizens. The only reason they can no longer be Nigerian citizens in a country that recognizes dual citizenship is if they renounce Nigerian citizenship when they attain the age of maturity. The decision is theirs. Mm-hmm. So that's why Mrs. Shogba Mimu was saying, look, she's the one who does not want her children to be Nigerians. She talked about being a woman. Now, Section 42 of the same 1999 Constitution says that nobody can be discriminated against on the grounds of gender or circumstances of birth or religion or belief. In other words, it will amount to an anti-constitutional move to discriminate against our children on the basis of the fact that she is a woman.
This is it.
This is not to say, however, that there are no problems with Chapter 3 of the 1999 Constitution. For example, a foreigner married to a Nigerian man can become a citizen by registration. But a foreigner who is male, married to a Nigerian woman, cannot automatically get citizenship of Nigeria. Right. It will take a long process. It can take up to 20 years.
All right.
It will have to apply to become. Those are the details.
Those are the details, really. Kemi, bad enough. Please leave. Yes, that is it. Just leave Nigeria's name out of your mouth. That really is what a lot of Nigerians are asking at this point. We'll take our story under milestones. The entertainment world is mourning the loss of Malcolm Jamal Warner, the beloved actor best known for his iconic role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, who passed away at the age of 54. Born in Jersey City, New Jersey, on August 18, 1970, Warner's career began at a young age. However, it was his casting as the only son of Cliff and Claire Huxtable in 1984 that capitulated him to international fame. For 8 seasons, audiences watched Theo evolve from somewhat unmotivated teenager to a young man finding his path, a journey that resonated deeply with viewers and solidified Warner's place in television history, earning him an Emmy nomination for his role on The Cosby Show.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. This is what we are seeing in this country. There is no rule of law. Nothing is working in Nigeria. We have like the weakest, the most illiterate in government. There is no longer democracy. Tinubu is now turning to Ugandan president. You know, there is no democracy, no rule of law. And that's why people are lamenting that the electoral reform is the most critical thing Nigerians should be talking about. Because guess what? No matter the crowd that comes out to vote, Tinubu and his cabal, don't forget that the man who used to handle the ITC for INEC was transferred before election. He is an Igbo man from Enugu State. They removed him because they knew they were already planning for rigging. So when the INEC chairman was coming out to retrace his stand that don't worry, beavers are going to be used, they actually used Nigerian people's money to buy beavers just to deceive Nigerians, to tell us that results will be uploaded real time. So guys, we have pure criminals, you know, taking care of this country, purely criminals in leadership. So Nigerian people's money was used to buy beavers, and the INEC chairman came out severally retracing his stance that these beavers are going to work. It's going to be a game changer, and he told us that see, election results are going to be transmitted, you know, and they made Nigerians to believe. Even at the time, people were now doubting INEC's sincerity. INEC chairman came out again and said, don't listen to those people who are doubting us. That this is what we are set to do and it's going to be that way. But what finally happened? Nigerians, let's be wise. I want you to throw back your mind to what happened in 2023. How this INEC chairman came out severally to assure Nigerians that it's going to work, but it later didn't work. So guys, this country is gone. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.